What's up, my Sedgwick Galaxy? It's the Sedgwick Man here, so this is my review of the final episode of Loki for Series 1. Series 1, Episode 6. The title of this episode is called For All Times Always. This episode, this was disappointed. A disappointed series finale to wrap up Series 1 of Loki. I'm very disappointed. A lot of people hate this episode. I think a lot of people like this episode. I'm one of these people who hate this episode. I'll talk about a little bit of Series 2 of Loki. I'm glad we got another series of Loki because WandaVision is unlikely getting another season. Vulcan and the Winter Soldier is the same because those TV shows are just setting up future movies. But this show, Loki, is getting a Series 2. I can't wait. I'll get to that part later on in this review. There's nothing more to talk about this episode. There's not. I'm sorry. The focus on the battle of Kang the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors, and a little bit seen with Mobius and Renslayer. And at least we got a shock of this episode, but this was a clusterfuck, to be honest. Yeah. So far I like reviewing Loki because this show takes the bronze medal. The gold medal, that's WandaVision because I heard that WandaVision's getting, it's just nominated for an Emmy. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, for now, it gets the silver medal. We don't know if, Hawkeye and She-Hulk or What If's gonna overtake that show. Anyway, so let's talk about, the season finale episode of Loki. Kang the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors. His performance, it's confirmed that he's going to appear in the new Ant-Man movie that released in 2023, 2 years later. His performance as Kang the Conqueror, I think in this episode he was known as He Who Remains. But he did okay, but the problem is they didn't flesh out his character enough because the difference between him and Agatha Harkness in WandaVision, because Agatha Harkness throughout the whole show of WandaVision, I can't say season because they're not getting another season, but the difference between Agatha and Kang, because with Agatha, they flesh out her character in the final 3 episodes of the show. Not the whole show, because she was Agnes in, was it episode 1, 2, I say in the Halloween episode, that's episodes 5 or 6. And, in the final 3 episodes, 7, 8, 9, they fleshed out her character. But in the season finale of Loki, they didn't flesh out Kang's character, I think they fleshed out his character in the Ant-Man movie. Was it Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? But I think Kang's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be in the Thanos position. We don't know. I simply don't know. There's speculation that Galacticus will be in the Thanos position in the future phases of the MCU, but we don't know. I like the performance of Jonathan Majors. He did okay, but I wish if he appeared in more episodes, like 2 or 3 episodes of the show, maybe he could be like the villain, but unfortunately, I think the villain part is really, that's Renslayer's. I'm sorry. And sadly, we didn't got the payoff. We didn't got the payoff. Because with WandaVision, we got the payoff. Who started the Westview universe. That's Wanda who created that. Falcon and Winter Soldier didn't got the payoff. Who is Paul Broker. It was leaning towards Sharon Carter. Unfortunately, it's not confirmed. And now this show, who created this fake TVA? We don't know. It's just like, what the fuck? And also the fake timekeepers. Who created them? Who created the TVA? Who created the fake timekeepers? That you have to wait until Series 2. It's just like, what the fuck? And also, we never got Mobius, riding towards the sunset with his jet skis. It's just like, maybe from Series 2, We don't. We just simply don't know. It's just a clusterfuck. Anyway, you had Loki and Sylvie going to the Citadel of the End of Time. Saul, what's her name? Miss Minutes, voiced by Tara Strong, and Kang. I'm gonna call him Kang, not who he is remains. Kang really offered Loki and Sylvie. Offered Loki he could you know, de- what was it? Defeat the Avengers. Sorry, I'm kind of bit of a tongue twister moment. Yeah. Kang offered Loki, you can defeat the Avengers, got the Infinity Gauntlet, rule Asgard, and offer Sylvie some good memories. I think Sylvie says it's all a manipulation, it's fiction, blah 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 blah, and then it's funny that Sylvie in two occasions trying to go after Kang. Kang had disappeared for a second, and I think Kang said, I know how it goes, and then in minutes later, he said, I don't know how it goes. It's just really confusing. And also, he talks about the backstory of Kang the Conqueror. I think I've done my research on the character. Kang is known as Nathaniel Richards. He's a scientist from the 31st century. He talks about he's a scientist from the 31st century. His universe is on top of other universe, and other version of his his other version of himself kind of going to war, killing each other, blah 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 blah. And also he said to Loki and Sylvie, just kill me, and rule it, rule the TVA. And then Loki says, why you want to give up something you control? And basically he said this is a power hunger game. There's young people out there, blah 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 blah, something like that. Yeah, and also Sylvie's motive in this show, series one of the show is basically revenge because the TVA Kang basically took her life, and she said so you play someone else's reality, something like that. Not really good at dialogue. Um, don't and Kang says you don't have to take it personal. It's personal to me. He's trying to go after Kang for the third time. Loki stopped him, and Sylvie says, you already care about a throne, and Loki says maybe it's just maybe he's not lying, and also said Loki said in the first act of this episode says this is another game. This is another manipulation. And Kang said to Sylvie, do you trust him? And I don't know. He's kind of he could manipulative, get in the heads of Loki and Sylvie. I think Kang's gonna set up he could appear in future of future movies and future projects, but it's like Thanos. He appears in the end of, I think he appeared in the post credit scene or the end scene of Avengers 1. It's been a long time since I reviewed Avengers 1. He appeared in a little bit in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. The post-credit scene in Avengers Age of Ultron, appeared in Infinity War and Endgame, so 5 times. I'm guessing Kang could appeared in the final episode of Season 1 of Loki. He's appeared in Ant-Man and the Wasp. He could appear in Season 2 of Loki, and then future movies, maybe I think the speculation that the Avengers, the new Avengers movie is going to call the Special War or the Multiverse War. I can't remember what it's going to call, but anyway, so it's nothing much to talk about this episode. Loki and Sylvie fight. Like I said, Sylvie said you care about the throne. I'm guessing she think Loki's up to his old ways, but Loki is not the old Loki. He's not off up to his old things because he's in his old ways. He's not the old Loki. He's just want to maybe hear him out a little bit. They fight a little bit, stopping. Basically Loki's trying to stop Sylvie for killing him, and then we got that kiss. You can tell Sylvie's not don't have that feelings towards Loki, but Loki has some feelings throughout the between episode 3 until this episode. You can tell Loki's developing the feelings towards Sylvie, and then we see Sylvie and Loki kiss. I think it's more of a friendship thing, but not a love thing. I don't think trying to push a love interest thing towards Loki because he's not that type of person. It's I don't think. And and also I think Loki said to Sylvie before they kiss, I know you've been here. I know your feelings. I know you there. I know how you been up to. Like I said, I can't remember the dialogue. It's been a long. I think I watched this episode on Friday. By the time this episode review is recorded, it'll be on Sunday. About nearly 2 days. You know. I know how you've been here. I'm gonna skip it, man. Don't remember the dialogue. Sylvie said to Loki, I'm not you," and got the TAMPAD, push him back into the TVA. Sorry about my dialogues. Sometimes I don't remember. You know, some dialogues I remember, others I don't. Anyway, I'm probably talk about it if I do like a movie review or reviewing Titans or a future MCU, whether it's a movie or a TV show. Anyway, back to this episode review of Loki. Sylvie stab Kang, and Kang says, "See you soon." I knew that Kang will not killed because he's gonna be in the Ant-Man movie. So and also Kang before he got killed. I don't think he got killed. I'm guessing this is me because Kang is kind of like a secondary character of the MCU, not MCU, but the Marvel universe. I think he's kind of like the Marvel's version of Vandal Savage, because Vandal Savage is like Kang. They're both time travelers. You can tell this version of Kang, he's kind of like a bit loopy a little bit. He says, "That's the gambit." He said like, "You're here to kill the devil. You think I'm evil? You can see my other variants." It's just like, he thinks, maybe it's different version of Kang. Maybe it's like you can tell like this show kind of explore the multi-universe of the MCU or the Marvel universe. I think they do very okay. We're gonna get that in what ifs, or we'll get to what ifs at the end of this review. But I think Loki really explored the multiverse pretty well, because WandaVision is not multiverse. Like far from multiverse, but instead, you can tell that it's all a scam. For what's his name? Quantum Beck, Mysterio. He's not from Earth 2. He's basically he used to work with Tony Stark. It's just manipulative Spider-Man and Nick Fury and Maria Hill. Anyway, but this show kind of explored the multi-universe. So yeah, he killed. Yeah, he's not dead. He's Vandal Savage. He's basically, you can call him the Vandal Savage of the Marvel universe. Yeah, I think Vandal Savage is a bit serious. I think this version of that version of Kang is a bit loopy. I'm gonna say it again because I fucked up. He said like, you think I'm evil? Meet the others or see the others. And that's the gambit. Yeah, he's a bit goofy and loopy. I think people just really don't like this character. This version of Kang. People want to see Kang as the conqueror. He's the Vandal Savage of the Marvel universe. Unfortunately, he might be that character in future. I think he could be in the future projects. In future, maybe appear in 1 or 2 episodes of the future Disney Plus Marvel shows or future movies in the future in the other phases of the MCU, but we don't know. So anyway, there's nothing much to talk about. They're focused much on storytelling. We only got one fight scene between Sylvie and Loki, because Loki does care about Sylvie, because Sylvie wants to who wants to find out who started the TVA, why, because the TVA basically took her life. She got captured by it as a kid. She got captured. She escaped, and she spent most of the time hiding away from the TVA. She never got a chance to have birthdays, Christmases, whatever. It's just like, it's a shame, that Sylvie went through hell. Anyway, so we got another scene between Mobius and Renslayer. Like I said, we got a good shock of this episode with Renslayer. We'll get to that a bit shortly. There's some good acting between what's her name? Gugu Raw, Martha Raw, can't remember. You know the actress played Renslayer, and Owen Wilson. Yeah, Mobius got a good quote. We'll get to that shortly. Yeah, Renslayer said to Mobius, "Maybe you're the one who escaped the void after all." And Mobius says, "Another man's void is another man's piece of cake." Hope they made it as merchandise. That's a good quote, man. That is a good quote. Another man's void is another man's piece of cake. Basically, you can tell, like, Mobius said, like, "You betray me," and Renslayer says, "No, you betray me," because she said, like, eons of friendship, you're gonna throw it away because of a couple of Lokis. And she said the only person had free will, the only person had free will is someone who's in charge. And she didn't say that's me, she said, like, the person who's in charge. She packed her things. And also you got one glimpse of Mixed Minute finding the files because Hunter B15 said, like, you're not the only ones who's finding, who started the whole TVA timekeepers, blah blah blah, not just Sylvie's find out who created this whole fake TVA and the timekeepers. But Mobius says, well, maybe we could start this place, make it better, I think Renslayer's not interested. It's funny that we do got one fight scene. You can tell this episode focuses on storytelling. The fight scene between Loki and Sylvie. That's not really a fight scene. But basically, Mobius is trying to prune Renslayer, and Renslayer kind of took the prune staff and knocked him off his ass. You can tell, like, Mobius got betrayed by that person. I don't think they push this love interest between Mobius and Renslayer because, Renslayer think, Mobius think Renslayer is his favorite, and then, he got betrayed. He got self-proclaimed, got killed off in almost the end of episode 4, but he got sent to the void. And Renslayer got I think she's kind of like downloading something in her time pad and left, and Mobius says, "Why are you going to fight?" I think she said, "Find my free will." It's basically she wants to find out herself about who started the TVA timekeepers, Anyway, and also, like I said, we got that shot. We got that shot of Renslayer. Renslayer is a variant. You got Hunter B15, and what's the man, Minuteman, whatever, the soldier, I think it's called Hunter U20. They're in this office in a school, and Renslayer is a principal / head teacher of a school. It's really, holy shit. That's a good like shocker, a good swerve. Like, you can tell that's 100% sure, 100% proof that this TVA is a fake. And also, the end was a disappointed. Yes, it's a shame that, the fake TVA is not crumbling, it's still there. You had, in the end, you had Loki trying to explain it to Mobius, and Mobius doesn't recognize Loki, he doesn't remember who he is. He said, like, are you an analysis? What division are you from? What's your name? Loki was shocked. And I'm guessing, like, Sylvie changed the timeline. I'm guessing, like, Sylvie's mission is basically completed. I think it's completed. We don't know. It kind of like, there's one final shot of the scene. There's a statue of Kang, and that was the end. And that was a bit disappointed. That was the reason why people just don't like it. The strongest episodes of the show, of season 1 of Loki, has to be episode 4 and 5. They are the strongest, they are the best. The weakest, I think, like, the worst has to be this episode. The second weakest has to be episode 3. 1 and 2 is basically right down the middle. It's a shame that the show got really 6 episodes, It's the same as Falcon and Winter Soldier. I wish they had more. Because WandaVision had 9 episodes. It started in January of this year, ended in March. I don't know. I I don't know how many episodes What If's got. I don't know. You know, we'll get to What Ifs a little bit shortly. So, and I forgot to talk about in my previous episode review of Loki. Um, we only got one post credit scene of the show. That is Loki. He's not dead after he got pruned by Renslayer, and he saw different variant version of himself. That was in the end. Yeah, the end post credit scene of episode 4. Episode 5 in this episode, we haven't got post credit scenes. It's just like that's funny because ever since Disney, the Disney Plus doing these Marvel shows, we got some post credit scenes, in WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, but in this show has one post credit scene. I don't get it, and it's just like no post credit scene says Loki will return in for season 2. We don't know. I think they're continuing until season 2. I think they're doing 2 seasons. Might do a third one. I don't think Loki, Tom Hiddleston, is leaving the MCU. Like I said, because I think the reason why WandaVision is not getting another season because I think Paul Bettany is officially done. Yeah, I think Paul Bettany is officially done with the MCU. I think because Falcon and Winter Soldier is because Captain America is getting another movie, the 4th movie. I think it's likely it's become Captain America and the Winter Soldier. That'll be good because there's some chemistry between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. I wish they do more of trading insults. We got some trading insults in episode 2, but not a lot in 3, 4, 5, and 6. Disappointing. There's some chemistry between Mackie and Stan. I can't wait for that movie. That will probably be in the next couple of years. Probably, I don't know when they're gonna make that Captain America movie. Probably in phase 5 of the MCU. So let's get more in deep about Mobius don't recognize Loki. I'm guessing when Renslayer stabbed Kang, I'm guessing she kind of changed the timeline. The TVA still exists, and and the timeline, when Loki and Mobius never met. It's just you kind of thrown this relationship, the friendship relationship between Loki and Mobius, because they kind of worked along. They had got some chemistry throughout episode 2 is the starting up point. Episode 1 they're kind of not on the same page, but episode 2 they're on the same page, and then the end of episode 4. Episode 4. Because episode 3 they're on Lamentus, Loki and Sylvie. Episode 4, they're kind of not on good terms. They're on good terms in the end, and then the end of episode 5, the previous episode, the hugging it out. Mobius said to Sylvie, "You're my favorite," and you hug it out, and then all of a sudden in episode 6, this episode I'm talking about, Mobius doesn't remember Loki because it's a different timeline. I don't know if they're gonna having Mobius remember Loki, because I don't know. I simply don't know if Owen Wilson is signing on to prepare in season 2 of the show. I think maybe Renslayer could be in season 2, but we don't know what happened to Renslayer, because she had this moment with Mobius and she left, and then you never see her ever again. It's just a shame. I think she kind of has ties with Kang the Conqueror. I don't know. It's their are they father and daughter, husband and wife, boyfriend and girlfriends, etc. We have to wait and find out until season 2 of Loki. I heard it's gonna be released in 2023, 2 years later. I don't think it's gonna be I don't think they'll be released in 2022 next year. It's likely to be in 2023. I'll be fine with that. Sometimes I'm not okay with Rick and Morty, because I think it's good with Rick and Morty, because they're glad they don't release new seasons every single year. It's once every 2 years, because the first season is season 1 was 2013. The second season was 2015. The third season was in 2017. And the 4th season was in 2019. I heard they released the new season. I haven't saw season 5 of Rick and Morty. Actually, I haven't seen the whole bulk of season 4 of the show. I haven't got my opinions of the show. I like Rick and Morty. I think maybe Loki inspired Rick and Morty. You imagine they had Rick and Morty have a cameo appearance? I'll be fucking. I'm a big fan of Rick and Morty, man. They appeared for a cameo. What's his name? Is it Dan Hammond who voices Rick and Morty? That'll be fun. Loki and Rick and Morty met. Collab for a bit and that's it. I'll be fucking laughing my ass off. But I thought Rick was voiced by Steve Ogg. Steve Ogg is the voice of Trevor Phillips in the GTA game, but it wasn't. It's a shame. I thought it was Steve Ogg voicing Rick. He sounds a bit like Trevor. Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty, but that's not the case. But anyway, I'm gonna close out this episode review of Loki and the overall season of the show. I think this was a good. I think it was a good season with a bad season finale, but that takes the bronze medal. I think it's the weakest out of the two, or out of the three, alongside WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. People like it. I still like it, but it's not on the same level as Falcon and the Winter Soldier and WandaVision, because I think those shows were really better shows. Actually, there are stronger shows compared to Loki, because you have to wait until season 2. That will be 2 years' time. I wish they wait until next year, but I think there's more shows. I think that shows are scheduled for 2022. If they just released it in 2022, the second season of Loki, I think that show will basically be lost in the shuffle. I think 2023 will be a blessing in disguise for the show. It's 2 years, but I'll wait for 2 years. Depending if I don't know what shows coming out in 2022. I know the other 3 shows coming out in 2021. We got like What Ifs. That's the next show coming out. That'll be on. I think it's released on the 11th of August. I can't wait to cover that because they'll focus more on the multi-universe. You got like Peggy Carr. What if Peggy Carr takes the super serum. You had what's it called? Inchala. What if Yondu haven't adopted? Not adopted, but kidnapping. Peter Quill. Taking Inchala instead, and also what if Tony Stark not become Iron Man? It's many things I want to talk. Really, it's animated, but I want to see that. So. I think Loki season 1 is good. If you got this on the Disney Plus app, I suggest watching Loki. All 5 episodes. I think skip the season finale. You can watch bits and pieces, but I think it was just I don't think it was boring, but it's just dull and filler. That's just me. So anyway, this is the final video on this channel because I'm taking a break. I said I'd take a break on the 18th of July. But by the time this video will be recorded, it'll be on the 19th. This will be my final video for 2 weeks. I'll take a break. I'll come back the first week of August, and then I'll be back doing videos. I might do game streams. Bring back the game stream videos. I haven't really done that in months. The last one I did was streaming Avengers. The Avengers game I got Christmas of last year. And I think I will cover AEW shows. It's been a long time since I covered an AEW show. I think the last show I covered was the Blood and Guts episode of Dynamite. And it's just a build up to All Out that released in September. It comes out in September, the pay-per-view of AEW, and covered a lot of wrestling pay-per-views, because was not looking forward to watch Money in the Bank. I heard that show is good. It's going to be good. I just like I saw the results of it. John Cena coming back. By the time this review is uploaded, it'll be on. It'll be the 19th of July. Because I'm saying I'm not. I was planning to take a break from the 18th of July, but instead, fuck it. Let's do the 19th, and then I'll take my break. So I heard it's good. That Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I might review it in the future. I had no time to review it right now. Same as Yeah, I didn't review NXT Takeover In House 2. It's too much to cover. I think that show took place 1 week after Hell in a Cell. It's like holy shit, man. And maybe some Impact shows in the future. Maybe. I plan to review it and NXT shows, but yeah, it's too much to cover. Maybe I'll review in the future. Maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but who knows? So yeah, I'm gonna sign off and end this review of Loki, Series 1, Episode 6 review of Loki. I hope you enjoy my review of Loki. Watch all my previous episode review of the show. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button. Click the bell. Subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more wrestling videos, Marvel videos, and now I'm covering a little bit of DC now. Not just reviewing Titans. Maybe some TV, maybe some like DC, not the DCEU movies. I might review it in the future, but like anime movies and also non-superhero movies. I'm planning to cover more movies. Expand my content a little bit. So yeah, so this is Centuryman officially signing out. Check you later, and that's my review of Season 1, Episode 6 episode of Loki, and this is a thumbs down episode.